Welcome to Missing in Ohio, a podcast devoted to telling the stories of Ohio's missing loved ones. I am your host, Kelly Bruce, and this is Chapter 13, The Disappearance of Brian Goff and Joni Davis. Brian Goff is a missing adult from Martins Ferry, Ohio. Brian was last seen in St. Clairsville, Ohio on June 10, 2018. Brian was 64 years old at the time of his disappearance and would be 66 years old today. Brian is a white male that is approximately 5 foot 10 inches tall and 190 pounds with partially gray hair and brown eyes. Joni Davis is a missing adult from Martins Ferry, Ohio. Joni was last seen in St. Clairsville, Ohio on June 10, 2018. Joni was 55 years old at the time of her disappearance and would be 57 years old today. Joni is a white female that is approximately 5 foot 2 inches tall and 138 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. Brian and Joni were last seen leaving the Pizza Hut in St. Clairsville, Ohio. Brian was driving a light blue 1990 Oldsmobile 88. Brian, Joni, and Brian's car have not been seen since. If you have any information on the disappearance of Brian Goff and Joni Davis, please contact the Belmont County Sheriff's Department at 740-695-7933.
Continuing coverage now out of Belmont County. It's been 6 months since Brian Goff and Joni Davis went missing. News 9's Brittany Grego is checking in with the family and a detective.
This time of year is especially hard for the family of Joni Davis. They are clinging to memories and hoping for answers into the disappearance of the couple as they were last seen at this Pizza Hut in St. Clairsville.
You know, Christmas is coming. It's going to be hard. They were there. They spent Christmas Eve, Christmas with us.
I waited way longer than normal to put my tree up, and I was just looking at all the ornaments from when Joni and I were little, and it's just not fair that she's not here.
Jackie Davis misses her sister Joni every day. She and her fiancé Paul say they are trying to cope, but as time goes by, it gets more difficult.
Having her company, it was special. I don't know how we'll handle it, but I guess we'll have to do what we can do.
Before, people were blowing me up. You know, nobody calls anymore except my family and Paula, my friend Paula. You know, it's just like, you know, I mean, and I know people have their lives to go on with, but they have to realize this is my life every day.
64-year-old Brian Goff and 55-year-old Joni Davis, both of Martins Ferry, went missing June 10th. Goff was Joni's boyfriend and caretaker as she suffered a brain injury 20 years ago. Security cameras show their 1990 light blue Oldsmobile 88 leaving the Pizza Hut in St. Clairsville. It was last spotted on footage from the Hanover fuel stop going north on Route 7. The sheriff's office has been searching in Belmont and Jefferson counties, even receiving a tip from a psychic to search southern West Virginia, but no success.
Brian and Joni met 25 years ago at a picnic. Ever since that day, the two were together as a couple. They lived a simple life in a small Ohio River town until tragedy struck. At the age of 35, Joni failed to wake one morning and spent months in a coma. After a long stay at a rehabilitation facility, Joni learned to walk, speak, and feed herself again. But her traumatic brain injury was permanent and required medication and full-time care. Joni's mother cared for her until she passed away in 2013. With the passing of Joni's mother, Brian took it upon himself to provide Joni's care. The two moved into Brian's twin brother's house in Martins Ferry, Ohio. Martins Ferry, Ohio is a small town on the Ohio River across from Wheeling, West Virginia, with a population of close to 7,000 people. There, the couple lived a quiet life with a strict routine and rarely ventured out of their small town. Brian and Joni's daily routine consisted of going to eat, going to a gas station for cigarettes, a Reese's cup, and lottery tickets, and then stopping at a local Arby's for iced tea before going home. So what happened on June 10, 2018 to cause Brian and Joni to never return home? With their strict routine and Brian's hatred of driving at night, it tells me that something caused them to go astray. Here's what we know about Brian Goff and Joni Davis on the evening of June 10th, 2018. Brian and Joanie had dinner together at Pizza Hut on National Road in St. Clairsville, Ohio. Shortly after leaving the Pizza Hut, Brian and Joanie are seen in Brian's light blue 1990 Oldsmobile 88 on a gas station surveillance driving north on Ohio Route 7 in Belmont County. The activity on Brian's cell phone shows the last pings in Jefferson County, the neighboring county to Belmont. At their home, Brian and Joanie's clothes and medicines were laid out for the week. Local law enforcement, along with the help of the FBI and many other organizations, have conducted many searches including cadaver dogs, sonar, dive teams, aerial, and ground searches. A couple areas that have been focused on are Friendship Park and Rayland Marina. Sadly, these efforts still haven't led to the location of Brian Goff and Joni Davis. Friendship Park is a 1,320-acre park in Jefferson County, Ohio. Within the park, there is an 89-acre main lake that is 45 feet deep at its deepest point. The main lake is surrounded by several small lakes, wetlands, and undeveloped properties. Friendship Park lists things such as picnicking, fishing, boating, horseback riding, and many other activities that are offered. Rayland Marina is a 10-acre safe harbor marina located at mile 81 on the Ohio River and at Old Route 7 in Rayland, Ohio. 5 acres of the property is the actual marina, and the other 5 acres consists of parking, boat storage, and camping.
Happening right now at 5 search warrants executed in 2 days. The investigation heats up as Belmont and Jefferson County Sheriff's Departments work with the FBI on the missing persons case that's now 10 months old. Thanks for joining us tonight for 7 News at 5. I'm Katherine Guyon. However, no one is revealing what new evidence they have in the disappearance of Brian Goff and Joni Davis. But DK Wright joins us live from the 7 newsroom with what they are revealing. DK.
Catherine, in the midst of the investigation, one thing is working against them: rumors on social media. Sheriff Dave Lucas took the time to clear up 2 points today. He says no bodies have been found and no one has confessed.
We've been working, unbelievable hours on this to find these individuals, intensifying and working this case to the fullest.
Sheriff Dave Lucas says false information circulating on social media is hindering things.
If it's on social media and you read it, I appreciate it if you wouldn't pass it on, because if you don't hear from us or Sheriff Abdallah, it didn't happen.
He won't comment on what sparked this flurry of activity. Joni Davis's sister is gratified it's happening. I have waited so long for this investigation to get to this point, she says. All law enforcement agencies working together to find Joni and Brian. It's so hard to ignore the rumors, but we're trying. I have been patient, and that is very hard. But their time has come to be found. Sheriff Lucas says they won't stop until they find them.
Our heart is in it, and we will work faithfully on it till hopefully that we can come to the conclusion of it. We have to have faith.
They also say they believe the key to the case may still be with the public. They urge anyone who knows anything to call the Sheriff's Department. That number is 740-695-7933.
Law enforcement has made statements that they believe foul play is involved. It has also been stated that there are persons of interest and that they are looking at people close to the family. Many people have been questioned, some of which have failed stress and lie detector tests.
Now for the latest details on a missing Belmont County couple, the sheriffs of Belmont and Jefferson counties are teaming up to offer a reward. News 9's Brittany Grego has more on that story. Brittany?
It's been 1 year since Brian Goff and Joni Davis were last seen. There are still many unanswered questions. However, family members aren't losing hope, and now a $5,000 reward is being offered. The couple was last seen leaving the St. Clairsville Pizza Hut in a light blue Oldsmobile 88 on June 10th of last year. Goff was Joni's boyfriend and caretaker. The search has been concentrated mainly in Jefferson County. The FBI, the Attorney General's office, and the Ohio State Highway Patrol have assisted.
We wanted to offer a reward, for information leading on the location of Brian and Joni. So this is just another way Sheriff Abdallah and I wanted to put something out there.
I have reached out to the families of Brian Goff and Joni Davis, as well as the Belmont County Sheriff's Department for more information. If and when this information comes, I will definitely give an update. I plead with anyone out there that may have seen Brian and Joni on June 10, 2018, or knows something, to please come forward. We need answers for Brian Goff and Joni Davis, as well as for their loved ones. Brian Goff is a missing adult from Martins Ferry, Ohio. Brian was last seen in St. Clairsville, Ohio on June 10, 2018. Brian was 64 years old at the time of his disappearance and would be 66 years old today. Brian is a white male that is approximately 5 foot 10 inches tall and 190 pounds with partially gray hair and brown eyes. Joni Davis is a missing adult from Martins Ferry, Ohio. Joni was last seen in St. Clairsville, Ohio on June 10, 2018. Joni was 55 years old at the time of her disappearance and would be 57 years old today. Joni is a white female that is approximately 5 foot 2 inches tall and 138 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. Brian and Joni were last seen leaving the Pizza Hut in St. Clairsville, Ohio. Brian was driving a light blue 1990 Oldsmobile 88. Brian, Joni, and Brian's car have not been seen since. If you have any information on the disappearance of Brian Goff and Joni Davis, please contact the Belmont County Sheriff's Department at 740-695-7933. Our goal at Missing in Ohio is to raise awareness for Ohio's missing loved ones. I think a great way to do that is through listener interaction. So I created a new segment where listeners will highlight a missing person in Ohio of their choosing. The segment will be called Missing News Around Ohio. We will be selecting random people that like and share posts from our social media pages. Since this is a new segment, I'm going to highlight our first 2 disappearances. Michael Saylor is a missing adult from Oak Hill, Ohio. He was last seen on July 26, 2019. Michael is a white male that is 30 years old. He is approximately 5 foot 9 inches tall and 180 pounds with blonde hair and blue eyes. Michael's last known location was close to Route 35 in Jackson County, Ohio, near a truck stop. There is a $25,000 reward to anyone that leads law enforcement to the location of Michael Saylor. If you have any information on the disappearance of Michael Saylor, please call the Jackson County Sheriff's Office at 740-286-6464. Meghan Mcclelland is a missing adult from Bremen, Ohio. She last contacted her mother on August 1, 2019. In a whispered tone, Meghan asked her mother for money to buy food and clothes. Meghan's mother told her to call her back the next day. She has not been heard from since. Meghan is a white female that is 31 years old. She is approximately 5 foot 4 inches tall and 140 pounds with red hair and blue eyes. If you have any information on the disappearance of Meghan Mcclelland, please contact the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office at 740-652-7900. Missing in Ohio now has a tip line. To leave an anonymous tip for a missing person in Ohio, please call 740-206-9376. All callers will remain anonymous and the report will be given to law enforcement for you. If you have a missing loved one in Ohio and would like us to help you tell their story, please contact us by emailing at missingpersonsinohio@gmail.com. Missing in Ohio now has a Patreon and PayPal page. On Patreon, you can support our podcast by selecting one of the many monthly tier options. Or you can make a one-time donation on PayPal with our email address, missingpersonsinohio@gmail.com. You can follow Missing in Ohio on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All of the links can be found in the show notes. Listen to Missing in Ohio on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, and many of the other listening platforms you enjoy. And don't forget to check out my new podcast, Brian Schaefer Dead or Alive. Brian Schaefer Dead or Alive is an investigative series on the disappearance of Brian Schaefer. You will find it on all the listening platforms where you find Missing in Ohio. Thank you for listening to Missing in Ohio, Chapter 13, The Disappearance of Brian Goff and Joni Davis. Tune in next time to Missing in Ohio, Chapter 14.